Hello and welcome to Casual Learning. I'm your host, John Bannon. Today I'm going to do a video summarizing Chapter 11 of my newest book, Superdeterminism Defeats Atheism. You can get this book on Amazon Kindle. Chapter 11 is entitled Unchanging Christian Morality. So this video is meant as my refutation of the ninth point of atheistic ideology set forth in chapter 1 of my book, namely moral evolution. Moral evolution is the idea that human behavior and the underlying concepts of right and wrong have changed over time, reflecting changing societal needs and perspectives. So, while secular morality may evolve, Christian morality does not evolve. However, for example, it could be argued that the Bible does not prohibit slavery, but that Christianity now considers slavery immoral. So, is that an example of moral evolution at work in Christianity? Well, I'll get to the answer to that at the end of this video. But God endorsed Christianity as his will for humanity because in a predetermined universe, one would reasonably expect its creator's will for humanity, to come in the form of the predominant religion about God. This is what Christianity is. It is the predominant religion about God. Christianity teaches to love God and love your neighbor as you would yourself. This is found at Mark 12, lines 29 to 31. The second commandment there, to treat your neighbor as you would treat yourself, is called the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule is not a moral that has ever evolved or changed in Christianity since its foundation. It is a basic moral principle of Christianity and one of the two greatest commandments given by Jesus himself. However, what the Golden Rule requires in any given circumstance may not be entirely clear, especially if Jesus did not specifically address that circumstance in the Gospels, or the circumstance isn't addressed in the Bible somewhere. But Jesus nonetheless established a church with authority to make moral pronouncements based on his teachings. You can find that in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verses 18 to 19. Certainly, society as a whole does not speak for Jesus when it changes societal moral norms, because it doesn't have the biblical authority to speak for Jesus like his church does. So, moral evolution in societal moral norms, does not equate with the moral evolution of Christianity. Jesus specifically condemned anyone who would nullify his teachings. You can find that in Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 to 19. So Christianity relies on the church to make moral pronouncements based on biblical teaching and or its interpretation of the Golden Rule to the specific circumstances under moral examination. Christianity does not teach morals based on the evolving norms of its membership or society. So the church interpretation of the golden rule to find slavery immoral might be a change from an earlier position, not specifically prohibiting slavery. But this is not moral evolution. Rather, it is a new interpretation by the church of what that same golden rule requires. So the golden rule is a very general rule. Treat others as you would be treated. It doesn't specifically address the issue of slavery. The Bible doesn't prohibit slavery, but you can see how slavery would be a violation of the golden rule. Obviously, you would not want to treat somebody as a slave because you would not want to be treated as a slave. So, uh, the church offers a new interpretation of an application of the golden rule in the circumstances of slavery and decides that it is an immoral behavior. That's not moral evolution. That's an interpretation of the foundational rule of Christianity that goes back 2,000 years. And that golden rule has never changed. So that's how Christianity deals with uh, changing circumstances in a changing society and deciding what is right and what is wrong. It's a matter of interpretation and or reference to the Bible, what the Bible has to say about it. It's not moral evolution. The church doesn't take a poll of its membership to decide whether they think something is right or wrong in deciding whether to pronounce that thing right or wrong. Society does that, but Christianity and the church does not. So moral evolution is definitely not a Christian uh, principle, and it is part of atheistic ideology, at least as far as Christianity is concerned. So, um, hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back next time with a summary of chapter 12 of my book, which is entitled Monotheism. Take care, everybody.